Hi, everyone. I am Carly, and we are here today for another California Psychics live stream. If you haven't noticed, I have two special guests with me today, Psychic Teagan and Psychic Marin. We are going to be giving a very cool live today. You have the option of asking either Marin or Teagan your question, or you can just leave it to the fates and see which one resonates with your question, and they'll give you your answer. We are going to try to get to as many questions as possible. But before we do that, I want to lay a few ground rules for any newbies out there. We have very specific questions. Sorry. We have two types of questions that we will not be able to answer, and that is anything on legal questions and anything about medical questions. So nothing about any illnesses or any pregnancy questions. And again, no legal questions about any kind of court cases. Won't be able to answer those. But anything about your love life, your career, any life path guidance, dream interpretations, anything about deceased loved ones, those are all up for grabs. Now, Marin, Teagan, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm excited. This is the first for us. And this was kind of born from a marketing event that we were at. And we were chatting and Teagan had this idea. And here we are. So this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, I am so excited too. Like, when you just make a connection with someone, which I felt with Marin. And you guys, tomorrow night is a full blood moon in Taurus. So this is going to probably be a pretty super intense but fun energy because this full moon is also connected to a lunar eclipse. So everyone needs to remember that when that lunar energy pops up, it's all about a wake-up call. It's all about, spirit, universe, whoever is trying to get your attention on something. So I'm glad we're going to do this together because it may be a lot of energy coming through.
Exactly. Okay. We have, the questions are just pouring in. So I'm going to try to find the first one. Another thing I want to mention to everyone is if you could please use first names. We are trying to get to as many questions as possible, and first names just help Teagan and Marin connect faster. And I just want to make sure that we get to as many people as possible. So we have, let's see. So I'm not sure what Miss Beauty's first name is, so I might have picked a bad one on this one, but it says, will Andrew reach out to me soon, or does he feel, or how does he feel about things? His date of birth is June 1986.
I'm going to share the time frame that I'm getting. Very end of this month. It feels like it's right after holiday time. But I think that the hesitation and the reason why he's not contacting you seems like he's uncertain about whether or not he really wants a relationship or more of just something casual, something that's more superficial. So I think that you'll hear from him, but I don't anticipate a lot of consistency. Mm-hmm. How about you, Teagan? What are you getting?
Actually, I love that because what I saw in my mind was the Two of Swords, which just says to me he's really caught up in his headspace over things and just at a crossroads right now. So allow time to do what it's supposed to. Even though he may be quiet right now, it's really him just trying to line that head and that heart space up. So I do see the number 2 as well. So this could be 2 weeks up to, 2 months max, but I'm on the same page. Just a little head and heart confusion.
Yeah.
Very nice. Our next question is from Marie over on Facebook. Hello, ladies. Do you see me moving? If so, when and where? Also, are there any spirit messages?
Interesting. So I would love to start this one. First of all, what I am hearing around your move is I feel it's super important for you. I feel like you are going through some kind of a healing or in need of healing. And not that the space that you're in right now, Marie, that it's not that it's a bad space for you. It's just that I feel like you're your energy has outgrown it, or that there is time. Like, trust the divine is on your side. For me, I'm not seeing a movement until the end of January, early February. So I do feel it will come at the end of the year, going into the beginning with an actual move. But I hear this move is not only serving other purposes, but primarily service something around your heart space.
Mm-hmm. And I'll piggyback on that by saying that I feel like the delay, and I would agree with Teagan, it feels to me like it's going to be closer to February. I feel that the delay is because you may be a little hasty to choose something that's not going to be the best fit. And so your guides may have a tendency to cause delays and hurdles, or something that you may feel is that dream home turns out to not be falling through. So I feel like they're trying to align you with a home that's going to give you a little bit more privacy. And I think that that's why this Teagan's picking up on the healing aspect and something that's a little more secluded, a little bit more cozy and private. And so you're looking for that needle in a haystack that is going to come in February.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Let's claim that one for you, Marie. Claiming it. February.
This is so interesting. And I hear a lot from customers who they don't just go to one California psychic. They kind of go to several different ones. And I've always heard that it's not because they don't have their favorites. It's because they do like getting some of that different perspective. Some people see or sense a little bit of the puzzle, and having that complete picture from several different psychics. This is fascinating to kind of see all piggyback off each other. This is great. Our next question comes from Ashley. She says, will James and I get married? If so, when?
Teagan, do you sense delays on that? Do you get disappointment and some delays? Fortunately, I see you together, but I get a real feeling of intimidation, lack of that maturity, lack of feeling ready. And so I gotta say that it's not the relationship. I feel like it's the responsibility of marriage and stepping into that. So I feel like he's trying to delay as long as possible, closer to the end of next year. I mean, I think that this is still going to be a relationship that continues to grow. And I think that you will be happy if you can hang in there, but it looks like it's going to be almost a year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd love to add to that, because what I saw kind of was a bit of that Eight of Cups energy. And now, just because when you see the Eight of Cups, someone is walking away, it doesn't necessarily mean that I feel that you will walk away from him or him from you, but I feel like you're ready to collect that next cup. And so there could be some small disappointments around when that next cup comes, right? Mm-hmm. And so what I hear is that if you can hang on, like if this person overall, which I feel, James, is good to you, but I feel like the traditional view of marriage, wedding, what it looked like back then and what it looks like now, I feel in his heart, he already feels like he's married to you in a sense. But you actually may in your heart go, but I want the traditional. So I feel like it's a kind of a communication, kind of a little bit of a breakdown, where if somebody were to say to him, you know, how do you feel about your girlfriend? He'd be like, oh, I'm married to her in my heart. Like, that's all that's important. But in your eyes, you may want that physical, that paper. So I agree. I feel like it could take a little bit of time, because I feel both of your hearts are connected, but I don't necessarily see them like completely blending like this. It's like, you know, you have more of that little bit of separation, but there is a sweet spot there. So hang in there.
Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes just that inability to really merge lives is because somebody needs just a little bit more growth, a little bit more maturity to finally be in a stronger position for marriage. And so I think we both are in agreement that this isn't a negative. It's just parallel lives that you're still living. And by the end of next year, that's when that growth is going to have occurred, and you guys will be in a better place for marriage.
Yeah, 100%.
I do want to make a quick announcement. We have 2 promo codes today, so you can pick which one you use. We have Marin 5 and Teagan 5. So if you're a new customer and have never gotten a reading with California Psychics before, you can create an account today, and whenever you get to the a spot where you can put in a promo code, either choose Marin5 or Teagan5, and you get $5 automatically added to your new customer account. It's $5 extra that you can either use with Marin or Teagan, or actually any of our psychics. But it's $5 that you can use to get a free reading. Well, $5 added to your reading. And then Teagan, why don't you tell people when you're going to be online next if they want to get a reading, a personal reading with you?
Sure. So I'm Mountain Standard Time, 10 to 12, 1 to 3 for the remainder part of the week.
Nice. And then Marin, what about you?
I am Pacific time, and so I will be on this evening starting at 7 p.m. and then again tomorrow morning starting at 11.
Awesome. And if you just want to check our website, you can also add Teagan and Marin to your psychic circle. You can get reminders when they're online, and I know that they do fantastic one-on-one readings, so you're not going to want to miss that. Let's go to our next question. Let's see. This was a very interesting one, just came in. Mirna says, hello, psychics. So my grandpa passed away in 2018, and since he passed away, I've only had one dream of him. Why can't I dream of him anymore? His name was Ramon.
Question.
I got a really brief answer, and I'll comment while Teagan's collecting information. I just got large family and I'm busy. And so I feel like this is kind of an inventory or a check-in on a lot of people, but I also feel like his energy is not going to be as present with you because you're pretty stable. The grief process is being managed appropriately. You're doing okay. I feel like there's some other family members that really need that support right now, but I feel like he's making his rounds. Very kind of a sense of humor that I get, somebody that's a little more outspoken, a little bit more jovial, kind of a tease energy. So he just seems like this is true to his nature, that he's very social and making those connections with other family members.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And I would love to add, because I saw a lot of fire in my mind when I connected with his name. So I don't know if that meant that he was a Leo, Sag, Aries energy, or if he just had this fiery spirit. But I want to salute, like he makes me want to salute him. So it's like he's saying, hi, I'm there, but I'm this other soldier on this other side. I have other work to do. He's like some form of a pioneer on the other side is what I see. So I would absolutely piggyback that. But I also want you to know that even though you may not remember your grandfather coming to you, there are so many ways that he is. I don't know why, but I feel like while you are sleeping, you may even be waking up between the hours of 1:30, 4:30 in the morning, and you feel like he's actually placing a cross in your forehead with his finger. So you may not remember visually seeing him, but I feel like he kind of floats in, floats out very quietly, because like Marin was saying earlier too, there's this big family. He was like this emperor kind of energy that he's looking over all of you and protecting all of you. So even though you're not dreaming about him, don't think for a second that he's not there, because I feel like I can see like rosary beads. So I don't know if this is his wife praying, or you have his rosary beads or something, or he is just like, I'm on the go. I love you. Here's your cross, and off I go.
I definitely get the Catholic connection and some of that imagery and symbolism as well. So I find that fascinating that you picked up on that. But I also feel that part of this, and I hesitate saying this because I don't want to make you feel bad, but part of this is just your attention and your devotion and you setting aside the time and being in that frame of mind to be able to try to connect with him, because we all live such busy lives. And so setting aside that meditation time to connect with our elders and to be able to have that downtime. One of the most challenging techniques in becoming a psychic and being able to connect with the other side is creating that stillness and being able to shift in those realities. And so if that's a technique that you are wanting to develop, there's lots of tutorials. California Psychics has a great blog, lots of books out there, but I would actually maybe consider making next year a resolution or part of your goal to build a stronger connection with him on the other side, because he's there, he's bouncing all over the place and really capable of building a nice relationship with you. So I highly encourage that. He's a friendly soul.
I love that. And I just would love to add this. As you were talking, I just kept seeing fireflies like in front of my eyes, like blinks of little light. So I think it's Myrna. Myrna, when you're at home, if all of a sudden you're like doing something and at the corner of your eyes, you see that little flash, kind of like, you know, when you get dizzy and you start to see like the stars, like, oh my gosh, am I gonna fall over? Like, I literally feel like he is this little spark plug that's flying by through like a little lightning bug of some kind. So lots of beautiful, beautiful light all around you. He's there.
I've always seen little things like in the corner of my eye, and I was like, what's that? And I've always wondered, I was like, is that some type of guide or a message? And I've never followed up on it. I didn't have to talk to him after this. Okay, our next question comes from, and I want to make one more announcement. We're getting a lot of questions that are just like my boyfriend or my mother that has passed away. And I want to remind everyone to try to use first names because I'm going to gear towards those more specific questions during these lives. But our next one is from Steph. Steph says, hi, Carly, Teagan, and Marin. I recently reconnected with a childhood friend. He came in and out of the blue, and I really enjoyed talking with him. Did Sean come back to my life for a reason? Thank you.
Ooh. Okay, I would love to start with this one because I know that you're probably getting a bunch of stuff too, but first of all, I do not believe in coincidences. I mean, everything happens for a reason. You know, it's season, reason, and a lifetime. And I'm not necessarily prepared to say that, oh my gosh, he stepped in and he's going to be your forever tomorrow. But I do feel like spiritually, what I see is, I want you to imagine in The Wizard of Oz when Dorothy comes to the Scarecrow. And, you know, she meets him and he's like, well, which way do you want to go? Do you want to go this way or do you want to go that way? I feel like the universe and spirit has put you and Sean on similar paths. I feel the two of you have a very, very beautiful, intuitive soul connection. Remember, we have a lot of different soul mates. And I feel like you guys are a gift to one another somehow. I don't know if one of you lost a loved one or went through something very traumatic, but I keep sensing that Spirit is bringing the two of you together to kind of feel like, you know, when you're around your best friend or you have those pair of jeans that maybe you gained a little bit, 5 pounds, or you lost a little 5 pounds, but every time you put those jeans on, they're that comfortable pair of jeans. They always fit just nice. For me, I feel like you and Sean are that comfortable pair of jeans for one another right now. So I absolutely feel like he's here for a reason. And I feel like the two of you are a beautiful gift. And I just see a lot of love for one another, a respectful kind of love.
I'd be curious, Teagan, to know if you're picking up on the feeling that when they are estranged from each other, when they are thinking about each other and imagining each other, that what they're remembering or what they're imagining is more of that past life connection or more of a soul connection. And then once they actually do unite and come together, it's almost like the brakes come on because they have to resituate and reintroduce, because what they're feeling and what they're imagining when they're apart is very different once they're together. And so they're very youthful when you're together. There is that nostalgia. There is this youthful chemistry, but in terms of really making it happen in this lifetime, I think that's why there continues to be this back and forth, because I think that this is a fine tuning, but I do think that you guys have this soul connection because there's all these memories and all these feelings and experiences. Mm-hmm. But once you are together, it's not really what you're expecting, what they're expecting. And that's why I feel like it's a on, off, and has kind of a jerky energy when I read it. That doesn't mean that this is necessarily bad. It just means that it's kind of glitchy. And that if you know that heading into this or anticipating that you're going to be talking or seeing one another, if you're prepared for that, then you can know how to overcome it. And you're not going to feel like maybe this is wrong or this doesn't feel right or this isn't what I imagined. And maybe it's not the potential that I think it could be because it doesn't fit what I imagine. I think that all those memories are from previous connections, and you guys are actually trying to form your relationship in this lifetime. And that's why it's taken a little while.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Yeah. I feel like I need to step away for a minute and shut my blinds.
Go for it. You're okay. I'll get the next question all teed up. And this one is from Nancy. She says, please help. Love relationship. I'm a widow. Is my husband Steve okay? I'm seeing someone that is already taken and I want to find someone. Will it be soon? Whew. There's a lot in that one. So a widow, she wants to know if her husband Steve is okay. She's seeing someone currently that's taken and she wants to find someone, and will it be soon?
I'm curious if this was an illness or something where there is that feeling of you're in a better place, or definitely that release of pain or suffering. And so I feel like there is an ascension that this spirit has gone through very quickly. So I think that that's what's helping you and feeling that ability to really move on. I think that you are supposed to be in that frame of mind right now of socializing and connecting. I think that you've been prepared for this transition, and so I feel like you really are ready to date and be social and connect. But I feel like the partnership is spring of this year, and it looks like it's going to take many months for this to start to really become a relationship and romantic. But it starts off as more of a coffee buddy or companion, more that best friend energy that really gradually starts to evolve. But I often get asked, I'm sure you do as well, Teagan, people kind of want to know that, is there a sense of permission to move forward? Can I date now that my spouse has passed? Am I going to be judged? Or in some cases, I've met this person and it's a splitting image of my husband or my deceased loved one. And so I almost feel like this person was sent to me. In your case, I feel like you should know that there is this permission or this feeling that you are doing the right thing by living a very social life right now instead of retracting and introverting.
Absolutely. It's beautiful. I love that, because I feel like we all have a first love and we all have a last love. And then we have all those loves in between. And some people are lucky enough to find that first love as their first love, and it be their last love too. And so when I connect with the energy of your husband, Steve, I feel like he wants you to go out. And if someone can, twirl you around the dance floor and make you smile again, like, the love that the two of you have will never be broken. It's what you two experience together. This new energy that's in your life right now is going to give you a different version of love. Not all love comes in the same, shapes, sizes, colors, right? Again, we have first love, we have last love. Like, your husband on the other side is just happy to see that you are moving forward. I agree with Marin. I keep seeing the number 7. So for me, this potentially could be by July of next year that you're kind of settling in. But for the most part, I feel he's happy that you are out and about moving forward.
Very, very interesting. I love all of that. I think I don't want to speak for Nancy, but I think it means a lot to hear that, she has permission. Because a lot of people, if they don't have a conversation with a psychic, won't actually know that. So that's very nice. One thing I do want to bring up right now is, please follow us. So if you are over on YouTube, I want you to hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell notification. You'll get notified every time that we go live. And if you're over on Facebook, make sure you follow us, because you will also make sure you also get our event invites and get those reminders whenever we go live. So hit that little bell and the follow buttons, and go ahead and hit a little heart to show us some love while we're in the chat right now. Our next question comes from Lauren. She says, hi ladies, what are the next steps in my love life? I'm in the middle of a separation with my husband, Mario.
I continue to see a hesitation, and I feel like it's centered right around the very end of the year. Timeline wise, that's aligning right with holidays. And so I feel like there is this pause in this moment of, am I really doing the right thing? Should I continue going forward? Is it like, I just get a lot of hesitation. I'm even tongue tied in my speech when I start to talk, because I feel like I'm picking up on that energy that's in late December, where you're unsure of yourself, you're unsure of your path, decisions that you're making, and the answer in combating that uncertainty is just really slowing down. There's got to be more of a sense of clarity in all these decisions rather than this hasty rush of just get through it, because I think that this will eventually continue down this path of separation, but it needs to be done with grace. And it feels like you're starting to lose some of that. So December is going to be tricky. I get a lot of stutter stepping, but that's going to slow you down.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So what I pick up on right now for you, Lauren, is that this is truly a time for you to create your own like tribe with your family members or your girlfriends, really focusing on you right now, because I'm seeing the consistently inconsistent energy where the head, the heart are constantly battling. So for me, like, I totally want you to, I want to encourage you to go out, go listen to some music with some friends, be social. Don't worry about diving headfirst into that next relationship. There is some healing still that needs to take place. And I literally see like the square peg, the round hole. And and maybe that's what Marin was picking up, where there's just a lot of, continue with grace. But for me, I hear love is eventually going to come. But right now it's about you and being happy with the decision that you made. And you're not looking over your shoulder going, oh, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, why didn't I? So I want to tell you, go have fun, enjoy the holidays, spend time with your girlfriends, do whatever you need to do to put you in that solid kind of frame of mind, so that when you do step into the new year and things are moving forward with the separation, you feel comfortable in your skin and you're comfortable with your decision.
I love that. And we are almost at the halfway mark. I think we'll take one more regular question, and then I want to jump into rapid fire card pulls. And then we're gonna wrap this up with a special little sound bowl from Teagan. So stay tuned for that. So we're gonna get one more regular question, and then I want everyone to you can be a little bit more general. So if you don't have a specific question, or if you don't want to say someone's name, you can ask for a love card, a career card, or just a general card, and Marin and Teagan will pull a tarot card to interpret for you. But first, let's see who the lucky person is that's going to get the last regular question. Ooh, this is going so fast. I'm trying to pick one, but they keep moving. Okay, this is from Michelle. Message from my mom in spirit, please. Her name is Isabel. Could use some advice. Thank you.
So the first thing that I feel as I ask to just speak to your mom on the other side is I feel like you're at a crossroads right now in your life, Michelle, or that you're doubting some form of decision, or that there's something that you're getting ready to close a chapter to in order to move forward. It's like she's giving me the green light. Okay, so when you come up to a stoplight and it's you're getting ready to go through it, all of a sudden it turns yellow and then it goes red. I feel like she wants to see you keep moving forward. Don't stop and go. Don't stop and go. Like she's saying, follow that flow. There's a decision that you're supposed to be making, and she wants you to make that. Whatever that is making your heart and your soul comfortable, she's on the other side to just love you and support you along the way. And so I feel like she's trying to tell you not to run the red light, but it's okay if you need to pick up the pace and move forward and just go for it. Sometimes it's kind of like when people say they want to have children after they get married, and they'll say something like, oh, well, I want to make sure we can afford to have a child. And it's like, when are we ever going to afford to do that, right? So I feel like your mom is saying, trust yourself, trust in your own decisions, and that she is there. I feel like she's holding you like a little girl. I don't know if this is a little girl that you have, or maybe her grandchild, or you as a little girl. But it's like she's literally walking you across the street, teaching you how to look both ways before you go. So to me, this is about what I feel I'm interpreting is that she's saying you have all the knowledge that you need. Trust, I'm here to love you and support you on the other side, and to go for it. Don't worry about being slow. Move forward towards that green light.
My interpretation is just a little bit different because I feel like you're needing that reassurance, like what Teagan was offering, how you've got this person supporting you, holding your hand, nurturing you. But it seems like if I'm reading your energy, that you're concerned that you're disappointing her, or that I'm trying to get an approximation of when she passed, because this doesn't feel like it was sudden or recent, or that this has just transitioned. It feels like this has been several years and that you are comfortable with this dynamic, but it feels like you've been living this life with feeling like, gosh darn it, I'm not as accomplished as I wish I was, or I'm disappointed, or I'm sorry you're not as proud of me. And the best gift that I could give you today is to release that sense of feeling any little bit of shame or any disappointment. And that's where Teagan's interpretation of the information she's getting is coming in. Because if you can let go of that disappointment or that feeling of, man, I should be here. I should be here. I should be more evolved. She's by your side. She's helping you. And she just wants to, that nurturing energy that Teagan's picking up on. She just wants to show you that I am proud of you and I am happy. And boy, seeing things from a different point of view, life is tough. And I'm giving you that sense of permission just to live and enjoy and explore without the sense of criticism, because that's not going to make you more productive.
Yes, that's beautiful. Yes.
And one more reminder of the promo codes before we switch over to tarot card pools. We have 2 promo codes. This is for anyone that has never gotten a reading from California Psychics before. You can create an account today and use the promo code Marin5 or Teagan5, and that will get you $5 added to your new customer account. You can use the promo code with Teagan or Marin, or you can use it with any of our psychics that are online. I highly encourage you to check out everyone's schedule. Teagan and Marin, y'all have y'all's schedules on y'all's bios, correct?
Yes.
That is fantastic. But why don't you give everyone just a little reminder right now so they can make some future plans. Teagan, when are you going to be online next?
Sure. So Mountain Standard from 10 to 12 and then 1 to 3 tomorrow through Friday.
Awesome. And then Marin?
And tonight I will be on Pacific time starting at 7 p.m. and then tomorrow starting at 11 p.m.
Amazing. I know that they give great personal one-on-one readings, so you should try to get in their queue. I know they start filling up pretty fast after these lives, but again, you can use promo code Marin5 or Teagan5 to get $5 added to new customer accounts. Okay, we are going to switch over to card pools. And so unless you ask for a specific card from Marin or Teagan, we're just going to go back and forth. And so Marin, why don't you take this first one from Montreya? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry if I'm not. Montreya would like a love card.
Montreya, your card today is the Strength card, and the message behind the Strength card is, what type of strength are you using? Is it force? Is it intellectual strength? And if you've been approaching a situation doing the same thing over and over again, then now's the time to change it up and take a different sense of strength to the situation to get the result you're looking for. So Strength. Do you want to, Teagan, did you want to do cards? Or are we just going to flip flop per question? Or do you want to draw a card?
I can grab underneath the deck and see what is below, like the energy coming out of that. Yeah, right now it's just kind of like, that 2 Pentacles, as grounded as it is a little bit of a juggling act. So you may have to find, maybe right now you're feeling your love relationship or the idea of love is a little bit up and down, consistently inconsistent. But with Strength, like Marin had showed on her card, is that there's a lot of juggling right now with maybe who you are, or maybe you've got 2 people that you're interested in. Trust and move forward with strength and love instead of backwards in fear. So you could have some options, is how I see it.
Yeah, 2s are often a decision. It's a choice. And so often we see the juggler juggling a situation or somebody that needs to make a decision. So you might have a decision to make, and you can use your mental strength or force strength to help you in making that decision.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. And we have a request from Leanne, and she would like a money card.
Mm.
Teagan, do you want to start with this one?
Yeah, let's see if I can get a flipper here. I always like to try to get that. Money card, please, for Leanne, because Leanne need to hear. Okay, so interesting enough, I have the Hermit. Okay, so this card to me is about you seeking more. Obviously, we think about it, money. We're all seeking more money right now. But this is about, to me, this is about saying that new money could be coming in a very non-traditional way. Maybe this is a new, that hermit sometimes will go inward before it comes back out. So around money, Spirit, I feel this card is suggesting that it's time for you to truly go inward into your inner light to say, what am I passionate about? What am I going to be really, happy and not just content, but passionate and love doing? And I think that when you discover what it is, so you may be taking a little bit of a break, pull back, shut down a little bit, but you're turning up that light. So as soon as you can turn that light up, you may even be going back to school to get something, who knows? But I feel like you have a choice of what's going to make you happy. And when you decide what's going to make you happy, I think the Spirit is going to start turning up that financial opportunity for you, because right now you may feel a little bit in the dark.
And I got the Ace of Wands. And so in conjunction with the Hermit, that to me would indicate that you are the Hermit. You've been in that incubation phase. You've been within. And so now is the thumbs up. This is right around the corner. This is that execution. So maybe right at the start of the new year, a birth of a new idea. This is showing you go for it. So you've got that thumbs up card with the wands, which is the suit of fire, meaning passion, something that you're really passionate about, and it's time for you to execute it. So
Yeah.
The Hermit, thinking about it, now it's time to go for it.
Okay, so I have to say, I have got like all these goosebumps all up my left side right now, because seriously, it's going to come so quick. I love that card. Oof. Super excited. And you're going to be passionate about it.
Mm-hmm. We need an update after that.
Yeah.
So Angelica over on YouTube says a career card, please. And specifically, will I get the new job offer this week from Harris and find new love soon?
Ooh, I'll take this one. This is the Page of Pentacles, and this is somebody that's still looking. And so my questions to you would be, is this a position that you are really qualified for? Is this something where you feel like maybe this wasn't the right fit, or are you still looking? Because unfortunately, the energy with this card isn't this absolute strong. Yes, this is the card of the seeker and somebody that is still trying to find that opportunity, gazing into the crystal ball, still searching. So the energy and the significance in this card means keep looking. I think that might be a disappointing answer, but I'm intrigued to see what Teagan has to say that can help you with a little bit more optimism instead of feeling defeated or discouraged.
So interesting. I got underneath the deck is the King of Cups, which says to me that there could be some emotional highs and lows attached to this this career right now. In your mind, it may be something that, so when I look at the Page of Pentacles, sometimes I look at it as that student, right, that needs to like constantly be looking at things, learning something, like doesn't feel quite like the pencils in the pencil box are all super sharp. But that doesn't mean that you can't be that person. So I think what I'm going to spin off of that card is that there may be some emotional disappointments around the offer. However, there's someone coming in after the first of the year around the love space and or around an opportunity for your career that is going to fill up not just your intellectual stimulation, but also around the heart of, you know what, I'm really glad that I didn't get that offer because I would have never found this one. So actually tie this into both your love question as well as trust that the divine knows what's best for you. And I know you're looking for that like career now, Angelica, I know you are, but trust that if it doesn't fit nice and smooth, don't try to force it, because there's something else that's coming that's going to touch that heart space that really fills you up, both emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. So don't feel like you have to. Don't be disappointed if you don't get the offer, because something better is coming.
I love that reassurance. Our next one comes from Vicky. She says, life and love card, please.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be cool if we got the same card?
It could happen.
You ready?
to take this one.
Yeah.
I got the Hierophant. And so this is that spiritual teacher. This is somebody that is appearing in your life, or this essence, this energy is for you to know your journey, the start of the new year, even kind of as you enter into the beginning of the new year. You're going to be feeling like you're really drawn to spiritual teachers. You're starting to dig a little bit deeper beneath the surface, maybe revisiting your belief system. I feel like this is actually more of a physical being, though, that's coming into your life rather than just the metaphor of it's time to awaken on your spiritual path, or pull out that book that you've been procrastinating. This is different. This feels more like it's actually an image, because I keep getting this gentleman that feels like somebody that's introducing you to yet another person. So it shows me just this cycle of a lot of spiritual teachers and people that are coming into your life that are really just elevating your sense of soul and growth and understanding of the other side. And I don't want this to get too heavy, but I do feel like there's some emotions concerning death and confronting death, not necessarily your personal death, but it makes me question if there's somebody in hospice or somebody that you're going to be working with or helping, assisting, caring for. And it's going to start to open a lot of questions for you with regards to death and dying and the other side. And so next year for you is really going to be more of a spiritual journey. And the Hierophant is coming into your life right now to help you with that.
Oh, that's beautiful. This is a really good one. This is, oh my gosh. So I have the 10 of Cups. Okay, so I'm going to spin the Hierophant off of also, like, that Hierophant is looking for that higher calling around that heart space too, right? So not only do I feel that you are going to connect, okay, so they go hand in hand, right? Without understanding your spiritual tugs, and like Marin was talking earlier, like you could be getting a mentor, somebody that wants to teach you that next step, or you're learning about yourself. Maybe you're fearful of, like, and of course, when I use this word, it's not literal, it's figurative, but there's a part of you that's dying and you're rebirthing into something. And there's new people stepping into your life to help you ascend to that next phase. Instead of kind of being fearful of that death, if you will, the figurative one, it's like it's what perpetuates you forward, what moves you forward. It's like you have created this new partnership with yourself, with spirit, with your higher power, whoever you call, and with that potential, like, relationship. Like, this is the happiest cards you can get in the deck. I mean, who doesn't want 10 cups and a rainbow? Yeah. So, I mean, it just says keep moving. I know everybody wants it now, and we're all. And I tell people all the time, like, they say, I just met somebody, will we be each other's forever? And I'm like, have fun falling in love right now. I would tell you right now, Vicki, have fun falling in love with these new people that spirit is getting ready to bring into your life. Have fun with learning who you are becoming between now and the time. It's a beautiful partnership. This is relationship. This is purchasing of a new house. This could be a marriage, especially with the Hierophants. So I feel like things are lining up. Just keep trusting. It's beautiful. Yeah, look at these two cards together.
It's the happily ever after. You've got the spiritual realm and spiritual aspect of your life, and then with the card that Teagan's showing you, the 10 of Cups, it's the emotional fulfillment, the feel good, the home, the lifestyle. So you've got it all.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
The 10 of Cups is my favorite card. We have just a few more minutes left before we get into Teagan's sound bowl. But I want to remind everyone to please make sure you follow us on social media so you know when we're going live. And then go ahead, hit the heart button right now if you're liking this double psychic live with us. Let us know in the comments as well. We want to know if this resonates with you, if you like this setup. So once you get your question in the chat, make sure you let us know your feedback on this type of live as well. So another card we're going to go for Christian, career and love card.
Okay. So Christian, what I am getting with you around your career is that right now I feel like you could be toggling kind of back and forth with, what do I want to be when I grow up? And I mean no disrespect when I say that. Shoot, I don't want to grow up. I always want to learn something, right? So, you could be finding yourself a little inconsistent as far as what direction you want to go. You could also be hopping the tracks. Your brain could be telling your heart, you know what, I think maybe I want to go into marketing instead of advertising. This could also tell me that eventually in your career, you could be having some choices to make. So you could be getting 2 potential offers that are coming up. They're really telling me, they meaning my spirit guides, are really telling me that this choice could mean a dual reading, because they're literally showing me in my mind 2, 2, 2. So I feel like the 2 right now represents you making some decisions. As soon as you announce to the universe what it is that you want, it's like skipping that stone on the pond, right? As soon as it hits that water, you're going to ripple it out. So that's your choice number 1. Your choice number 2 is you could, by February, it's the 2nd month, find yourself at a crossroads between deciding between 2 companies. And I also feel like this is something to do with your heart space too. Like, this card to me is representing 222. So if you type to Carly right now and say, Teagan, Marin, I've been seeing 222 all the time on my phone right now. I feel new partnership, not only with yourself, new partnership with your career, and some options. And you know what? It's better to have and not want than want and not have. And so I feel like you may, if anything, get a little overwhelmed with, oh my God, what do I do? And that's when you call Marin, when you call one of us and say, hey, let's look at it now. So it's on its way. And again, I love to tell people all this: trust, the universe does have your best interest at heart. You don't have to have that answer right now, but when your head and your heart can align, you'll be able to make that decision much more. But I see 2 offers coming that you may teeter-totter on.
But what you don't do is you don't freeze, you don't sit still, because what card was drawn for you is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So in its upright position, the Wheel of Fortune is somebody that has this flow in their life, that is in a position to be able to receive, because there is this constant flow of giving and receiving and a sense of balance. But your Wheel of Fortune is stuck, showing me that, as Teagan was saying, 222, you might have a decision to make, you might have choices to make, but what you don't want to do is just freeze, almost like paralyzed in fear of trying to analyze and assess, and what do I do, and miss out on these opportunities. So the card is telling you, the message with this is, make a decision, go with it, and continue that cycle of change to keep that flow of energy, because we just don't want this gridlock, stuck, frustrating situation. And I do agree with timelines. Right after the beginning of the year, you were indicating February, likely with the month of 2 February. I feel like this is right after the turn of the year that your guides are saying, now is not the time to just sit and stew on this. Now's the time to allow for this change, pick a decision, and pour your heart into it and go for it. And you're going to keep that cycle and flow going, and probably be really spot on with your decision.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't feel like there's a wrong decision. I just feel like there is a career change. There is a decision, and something that's got to just keep you inspired and kind of a reinvigoration of energy and motivation. And that card is definitely one that's going to kick you into gear.
Yeah.
I am loving this dynamic. Our next question is from Beth, and she wants to know, what is my future for love? Is David in my future?
Okay, should I start?
You can start. I actually, 2 cards came up, and so this might end up being 3. But you go ahead, Teagan.
Okay. So I have the Lover's card here. Okay. So what I like to, when the Lover's card comes up, it's about choice. Okay. But it's also about this particular choice. And I'm going to share this with you. And then I'm just going to throw it over to Marin, because I know she's got a lot of good stuff over there. You and David, you have an option. Are you going to move forward in love? Choice number 1. Are you going to move backwards in fear? Okay. So somebody here, it's like the 2 of you are tango dancing. When he's ready to move forward in love, you're going, oh geez, I don't know if I can do this. So the choice is not potentially about having 2 lovers for me. The choice is, will the 2 of you be on the same page, reading the same book, on the same chapter, moving forward? That's how I see this.
And the cards that were chosen for you is the Ace of Pentacles, which is literally like relationship in the palm of your hands. Mm-hmm. I'm a little interesting. What's coming up is I'm hesitating. I'm stumbling on the name. I believe you said the name was David.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stumbling on the name, and so I'm questioning if this is actually a different person, a different individual. I'm not sure if you have any insight about that, Teagan, but what they're showing me is you have this relationship opportunity that's just being handed to you on a silver platter, palm of your hand. Here it is. And this is going to give you that feeling of it's the world, the whole wide world, paired with the card that Teagan was getting, the lovers. I mean, that's one of 4 or 5 cards in the deck that just shows that soul connection. But what's missing for me is David, because this energy is showing me it's coming, this relationship's coming, it's going to be right here. But then when I look at David, it kind of makes me go, oh, it's like little fireworks that are just kind of popping, like I'm trying to find David. So what do you get on that, Teagan? Do you get that it is in fact David coming in, or do you feel that it is a different energy? Are you able to decipher that?
You know, when I hear you and I watch you do your cards, because a lot of times when this card comes up in relationship spreads, it's usually that somebody, you know, does have someone else or has a choice between lovers. I feel like the two of you may, I'm just going to add this, of course, you have free will. Beth, you get to decide what direction you go. But I feel like right now, the two of you are constantly on opposite ends with one another by you choosing to move forward in love, him choosing to move backwards in fear, and you haven't quite figured that out. So I would agree with Marin saying that there's somebody right over here to the side on the sidelines watching the Super Bowl going down and going, wait, put me in, coach, I'm ready to play. And this is probably a new energy that says, hey, let me throw the ball into this new person is wanting to give you not only the world, you know, that song, I want the whole world in his hands. That's literally what I see when I look at her cards. And I feel like right now with David, you're getting tango. You're getting tango. When he wants it, you don't. When you want it, he doesn't. And so this truly could be a choice outside of David. But you tell us, you let us know, like, I would love to hear how that works out. But regardless, I feel something very beautiful and stable is coming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to need an update, Beth, on this. But I know, Marin, you have to drop out a little early today, but don't everyone leave, because Teagan has a wonderful sound back. And Teagan, I want you to explain what this is. But before we do that, Marin, do you want to say goodbye to everyone, and when will we be here next?
Thank you, everybody, and tune in on Thursday. I'll be over on Instagram doing Tarot Thursdays, and I have loved this session. This was a great bounce back and forth and a lot of fun. And if you guys like this, maybe we will do this again. So thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you, Marin.
All right.
Bye, Marin. Hope to see you soon.
Yes, I love this dynamic, and I really want everyone to let us know in the chat if you like this as well. We'll try to bring this back. And Teagan, let us know, what is this sound, Beth? What are you going to do for us right now?
So what I'm going to just kind of show this to you. This is called a shamanic sound bowl. It's beautiful. It's, as you can see, it's very iridescent. Each bowl that I do have downstairs, this happens to be the love chakra bowl that I brought, because we're all needing a little extra love these days, and it just helps. But what I'm going to do here in a minute is I'm just going to use one of these little hitter thingies. I don't even know what they're called, hitter thingies. And I'm gonna send out the love tone, the vibration, the hertz, if you will. And the sound that's gonna come off of this bowl is actually, you should, if you close your eyes and just take a couple of deep breaths, you should be able to feel the energy coming into your heart space. So for all these people today that are struggling, maybe with life, relationships, money, career, family, whatever, this bowl goes out to you to fill in those spaces that maybe right now you're struggling being filled in. So I just plan to just hit this a couple times. I'm just going to play it, and I'm just going to let you guys just breathe in the beautiful bowl, because don't forget, we are in full moon. Lunar eclipse starts tomorrow night, November 8th, I think sometime in the morning. And it is attached to a lunar. So it means, you know, a lot of things are going to come from behind that full moon. So there could be some things that are exposed, sometimes secrets, a wake-up call, all different kinds of things. So it could be a super intense full moon. So we decided that we would end this live on just some beautiful sounds of heart vibration. So I'm going to go ahead and tilt this down. And you guys, thank you so much. I had so much fun. I hope we can do this again. But enjoy this beautiful sound bowl. Did you feel it?
That was amazing. Oh, we got lots of comments in here saying cool bowl, and I'm gonna need that bowl as well. And Jocelyn over here says thank you for the positive energy. That was a fantastic way to end the live, and I really appreciate you being here, Teagan. I appreciate everyone here that was listening. We didn't get anywhere near answering everyone's question. I mean, there must have been 1,000 comments in the chat. So I want to encourage everyone to please make sure that you, one, have an account. If you don't have an account at California Psychics, you can sign up for one today. Use the promo code Marin5 or Teagan5 to get $5 added to your account. And if you're already a California Psychics customer, we thank you very much. Make sure you get in Teagan and Marin's queue because they do fantastic one-on-one readings. Mm-hmm. And again, thank you everyone for being here. Teagan, thank you for being here. And I just want to wish everyone a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoy it.
Thanks, you guys. Many blessings. Thank you.